Welcome back to KTS Videos, or King of Tank Style if you're new to this channel. I am your new host, Mr. Dr. Professor Chun. So, videos from now on will be hosted by me, but here's a side note, not an actual doctor and I'm not an actual professor. So do not ask for professional advice from me. However, I will be giving you folks my opinions on tanks such as saltwater and freshwater. But today, we're gonna actually do the first video of the new King of Tank Style channel. So now, we're gonna start with the easiest type of fish, in my opinion. Or, you know, some people say it could differ. But I don't recommend you guys jumping straight into saltwater, which you will be seeing in later videos. Now, the reason why is the fish we'll be talking about today, which is bettas, or would be, you know, not exactly, it would be a goldfish, but for starters, I kind of would recommend a betta or a goldfish. Now, the reason why I say that is bettas are, from what I've researched, is they can live in really bad water quality. Now that doesn't mean go out and you buy a betta in a fish bowl and you just leave it there and feed it and let the water get dirty. I do not recommend doing that. Do not do that. When I first started, I did that. Now, in terms of care, if you want to, depending on your budget, and it depends on how much space you have. Well, he's saying, people say you're supposed to keep them in a 2 to 3 gallon or more, but that's not the case because a betta you'll be seeing in here will be requires a much larger tank because of its size. Yeah. But if you're gonna go with any of the more common ones you see in the pet shops, for example, the Veltail, which is more on the affordable side if that's your price range, or you can go with the, I believe, either Crown Tail if you want to get fancy, or if you want to get even more fancy, you can get I believe it was called the Split Tail Dumbo, I believe. I gotta check back, but I will update on that. Just gotta remember to do that. And in terms of care, what you see in the tank behind me, which I will actually give a closer look at, is a 10-gallon, which has both my first Veltail and my King Betta. Now, the reason why I have that is the King Betta backstory is more came from let's just say I had him in a holding container, so which is why I kind of speak from experience when I say do not let the water get dirty, or do not put it in a tank less than 2.5 gallons to 3 gallons, is because I've done that. It survived, but at the same time, it doesn't look as beautiful as that. Now I'm not showing off. That's just a simple budget setup I have. Some people like to go all out and buy one of those fancy kits. You could do that, but whatever your price range allows, then again. But now, let's take a look at those tanks. Okay, this is a Veltail, or a Crown Tail, I don't know. If you know the actual name for this specific betta, leave your comments. Leave it in the comments, or if you have, or just leave your guesses below. I will try to do more research. As you can see, I gotta kind of refill the water, but since I finally got my lab coat, which is another thing I forgot to mention, is that the videos will be taking place in the lab, which is what I call the tank room, which is just my version of where I keep all my fish tanks, aka my room as well. But that's for a later date. Okay, now like I said, this was the tank that is behind me. As you can see, it houses 2 betas. This is the king with tank mates. Now I forgot to mention that these betas, though it says they are aggressive, that is true, but at the same time they can live with certain types of fish, such as rasboras, mollies, algae eaters. I would highly recommend algae eaters. That is crucial, in my opinion, crucial if you're not gonna have a good water flow and if you're gonna have the tank light on, 24/7. And this is my other veil tail. I don't know if you can see, but that is my veil tail. That's right there. Take a look at that. This one is not. Not camera shy, but at the same time, I forgot what I named her. Just kidding. I do, but I don't want to say it because I accidentally gave him a girl's name. Long story short, if you guys do know me in real life, you guys know what its name is. But yeah. So, oh yes. Now a lot of you will be, if you guys are just starting out, will be asking, how can you tell the difference between male and female? Well, for the common betas, like I mentioned before, the veiltails, and I think the 4 I can think of are the veiltails, the spade tails, the split tails, and the crown tails. Is that the males are actually gonna have a longer tail fin, like as you can see there. But for the kings, that is a special case. Matter of fact, at my local fish store or pet store, which you'll see in later videos, the king betas actually have a longer bottom fin, almost, as you can see. It's not like this one, or let's see, or that one over there. It's not like that. See, matter of fact, excuse the algae, but as you can see, look how long that tail is. That is actually a male. That's a male. So, we're gonna go back to the office. Okay, so just to recap what we went over, veiltails are the cheapest. Another quick thing is, if you're gonna get a 1 beta, you don't necessarily need any of that. You can actually run, like what I showed, the 3 gallon, which I have the purple, either veiltail or spade tail, and you can just put 1 in that. But if you're gonna get a male and a female, you can also do that as well. Just keep it in 1 tank. The only time you will need that tank divider in there is if you're gonna have 2 males in the same tank. That's what I would recommend that. Or if it fits your budget, if you want to do that, you can also look into getting another tank. That is completely up to you. But in my opinion, since if you're coming from a lower price range, I would recommend investing in a tank divider such as that. It's only about 15. I think mine was $14-15. It's not too expensive, but at the same time, it also opens up the opportunity to have multiple betas in 1 tank, so in a way it saves space. But as you'll see in my future videos, there's going to be really big species of freshwater fish, as well as the tanks can get very, very expensive, as you'll see later when I go over saltwater. So, Until next time, this is Mr. Dr. Professor Chun signing off for KTS. Peace and subscribe.